Hey everyone, this is Girja Jaraj from Shastram. So I wanted to explain this a little. So everyone, I think I've made it quite clear we're doing a dance reel challenge, and I wanted to do a couple of dance reels myself. So I started off doing the first one in Perth, Western Australia, with a bunch of awesome ladies, and then I wanted to do one in Melbourne, Victoria. And I'd reached out to some dancers who were interested, and I was searching for some music, and I came across this one song by Vibe of Jagannath, and it was called Uglies. And it really resonated with me because it's almost like an anthem song for the in-betweeners. So people who identify with both the East and the West. So I love the fusion of it. I love how he brought so many flavors in together and made it work. And when I reached out to him, he was also running a dance challenge. So I was like, hey, cool, let me put something together for you because I'm planning on doing a reel myself. So we got together, and I asked a few artists to join me in this. And first of all, before I go on any further, here's what Vibe had to say about the music, and also have a listen to the song a little bit, and then I'll tell you a little bit more.
Hi everyone, my name is Vaibhav Jagannath, also known as VJ the Music Man. I'm a queer Indian-American singer-songwriter, and I make music in the pop, R&B, and hip-hop genres. It's a great pleasure of mine to be able to share my lead single, Uglies, with you from my third studio album, Chaos on a Canvas, which is available for streaming everywhere now. I'm so blessed to have shared Uglies, to talk a little bit about myself as an intersectional individual. I recently came out as queer, and growing up I always felt like, I was too queer to fit into a heteronormative space. I felt like as an Indian American I could be too Indian to get along with Americans, but too American to fit in with other Indians. And so Uglies is kind of that offering that I provided to be able to show everyone what identity clash looks like, because so many intersectional individuals experience that all day, every day. So enjoy it, dance to it, sing with it, and stream the new album Chaos on a Canvas. Thanks so much.
I know you've been talking about me. I know you go walk around me. This is getting awfully frothy. Want the creamy cavatappi. I already hear the chatter. This ain't rap, does that matter? When I'm already the maddest, hattest pill. Now we're in the final chapter. Why would I move with the mask when I've been in class so you can go back your lashes? I don't be speaking in verses to break up these curses so I can be called dramatic. I think I'm starting to feel romantic. No, I feel you're manic. No, this isn't romantic. You protect eye attacks so you should panic.
So that was the song, Uglies. And I had split this shoot into 2 days. The first day was with Sriram Devendran, who is a Bharatanatyam dancer. He's learned Bharatanatyam as well. He's learned quite a few things, which he will explain in another video, which I'll be sharing. But so we went out and we did this reel, and it was very interesting. The reaction that we got when we were actually filming. And let me backtrack a little bit more. So we live in a multicultural country, Australia. And so we have this thing called Multicultural Week, and we have multicultural celebrations in which ethnic minorities are encouraged and invited to share their art form. So growing up here, when I was like, 9 or 10, I would also be invited to do this. Through my mother or whatever, or the cultural group I was part of. And, I was expected to go and perform in the middle of the city. So doing Bharatanatyam in the middle of the city. And to be honest, it was a very traumatizing experience for me. It wasn't something I enjoyed because what happened was when people were looking, it felt so alienating because it wasn't the norm. It was so different. And I think it could also be the instigator for Shastram itself, because from there, I think it was like a seed was sown in me where I wanted to connect with people through this art form, through these dance styles, which seemed alien but was so close to me, and I wanted to share that. So, ended up doing a lot of projects, ended up creating Shastram itself. But yeah, it was really strange. So the reactions that Sriram got when we were filming was very triggering for me as well. And what started off as a dance reel ended up being a social experiment. So in terms of the social experiment, what I wanted to do after that is first I wanted to understand how the dancer felt, performing this sort of dance in public. And also I wanted to record the reaction that Australia or that society or the community had to the dancer. When we did the dance reel in Perth, there was also reactions. Now that I think about it, I may have ignored it at that time, but I think I'm gonna, share all those details as well. But yeah, it was, it's been interesting, and we have gone ahead and done the reel. And I've also done a documentation with Sriram of how we felt doing the actual reel. And this is just the start of the experiment, bear with me. More will be unraveled as we go along, as most of my work is quite spontaneous. This is, I guess, one of those things as well. So I present to you Uglies. This is the very first part of it. Part 2 is going to be shared with you next week with some other lovely ladies. But yes, let's see part 1 for now.